Hello and welcome. You know, choosing a cosmetic surgeon is a huge decision, one with results that can last for years. So today we're going to cut through some of that confusion and help you make that choice with real confidence. When you first start looking, it's a lot, isn't it? You're just hit with this wave of information, different clinics, different prices, and they're all claiming to be the best. It's genuinely difficult to compare them. So how on earth do you cut through all that marketing noise to find out what actually matters? Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. And that is exactly why we're doing this. We want to give you a really practical framework, a set of questions you can ask that will reveal a surgeon's true expertise and their commitment to your safety. All right, let's get into it. We're going to walk through this step by step, and we're starting with the absolute bedrock of patient safety, understanding what a surgeon's qualifications really truly mean. Honestly, this is the single most important part of your research, and yet it's something most patients just don't know they should be asking about. Getting this right is your first and frankly your best line of defense. And so every single doctor practicing in the UK has to be registered with the General Medical Council, the GMC. But, and this is so important, being GMC registered is not the same thing as being a specialist surgeon. They are not the same. Let's just break this down for a second. Being GMC registered basically means a doctor has a license to practice medicine in the UK. Your local GP, for example, is GMC registered. But being on the specialist register for plastic surgery, well, that's different. That confirms the doctor has completed at least 6 more years of intensive hands-on surgical training. Specifically in that field, that is the true mark of a specialist. Another really key thing to look for is membership in BAAPS. That's the British Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons. Now, this isn't just some shiny award. This is independent proof that your surgeon meets incredibly rigorous professional standards, from their experience to their ethics and ongoing training. It's a credential that actually means something. Okay, so you've checked their credentials, you know they're on the specialist register. Let's move on to the next critical stage, your very first meeting with the clinic. What happens here can tell you pretty much everything you need to know. This is such a vital question, and you should ask it before you even book the appointment. Look, a consultation isn't just a casual chat. It's a medical appointment where critical decisions are being made about your health and your safety. So who you speak to, it matters a lot. Here's the crucial thing you need to figure out. Is this a real clinical assessment with the actual surgeon who had been doing your procedure, or is it more of a sales meeting with a patient coordinator? Now, patient coordinators can be lovely and very helpful, but they cannot assess your suitability for surgery. Only a qualified surgeon can do that. And that brings us to free consultations. You should be a little bit cautious of these. I mean, think about it. If a clinic only makes money when you book surgery, there's a natural pressure to sell you something. But when you pay for a consultation, you are paying for that surgeon's time and their unbiased professional opinion, an opinion that might even be, you know what, surgery isn't the right choice for you right now. It should feel like a thoughtful conversation, never a sales pitch. All right, let's look beyond the day of the procedure itself. What happens during your recovery and what you're actually paying for. These things are every bit as important as the surgery. You know, a lower price on paper can look really attractive, but it can often hide future costs down the line. It might mean a less experienced surgeon, which could increase the chance you'll need corrective surgery later. It could also mean your follow-up care has extra fees. Remember, the most expensive option done right the first time is very often the cheapest in the long run. You should always ask this specific question: if I have concerns after my surgery, who do I contact? With consultant-led care, your operating surgeon, the person who knows you, is still responsible for you. There's continuity. In some other models, you might end up speaking to a nurse on a helpline who has never even met you, and that is a huge difference, especially when you're feeling worried or vulnerable. So to pull all of this together, we've got a practical checklist for you. Think of this as your personal tool to really empower you as you make your decision. Go through this checklist, and please don't be afraid to ask these questions directly. Any reputable surgeon will welcome your diligence. They'll be happy to answer every single one of these questions clearly and without hesitation. At the end of the day, a lot of this comes down to your gut feeling. A good surgeon and a good clinic, they want you to make the right decision for you. Even if that decision is to wait or not to go ahead at all, they should be giving you information and space, not discounts and deadlines. If something feels off, trust that instinct. The right surgeon will be there when you are well and truly ready.